Hi there, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So if you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, Virgo, you can look at the link in the description box where you plug in your information and it gives you a birth chart view. So if this doesn't resonate with you, check out your Rising or Moon sign reading for the week of May 16th through the 22nd. And see if that's more helpful. That being said, I do hope that this is helpful and does resonate with you this week, dear Virgo. So I'll be doing a 5-card spread today using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck and then drawing extra additional messages here from the Healing with the Angels Tarot and the Medicine Card Tarot. Links to these cards are in the description box as well as a link to my book and why I do this type of thing for you, and also how to get a hold of me. So say a little prayer before beginning. Virgo, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. And I call upon Mother Gaia to please bless this reading for Virgo. So Virgo, so far in the central position, which represents you, we have the card Deep Knowing. This is a highly esoteric card. You could be in tune in a way that you haven't been before. This might even be frightening you. And when I say in tune, I mean to the esoteric spirit world, unknown, unseen, unfamiliar. It could even be a little frightening. If this is new to you, it's also a really heavy, deep magic, which could be easily misused, so watch for this. I'm going to be holding the cards up to the camera one by one in just a moment once they get delivered here. So we have in your recent past the Come to the Edge card. This is something actually really lovely to have to Deep Knowing. This means that you're doing a great deal of emotional work internally. This is so far to do with the self. Self-preservation, enlightenment, knowledge. And again, because this is a general reading, whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Virgo, I'm going to ask that you apply these messages to. So for example, if this is about a romance or health or business or travel, certainly apply these messages to what is most prominent to you for the week of the 16th to the 22nd. So unless there are, for example, like just really definitive love cards, for example, I'm not going to treat this like a love reading. But if you're going through a love spell or an issue concerning romance or love this week, certainly apply it that way. And I think you get what I mean. Another thing that I've been seeing a lot over the last few weeks, having been reading for all of the signs that I wasn't really understanding before, I started doing this regularly again, was that Virgo, well, really all earth signs, but Virgos are really underrated and what's it called when you, underestimated in terms of a highly spiritual energy, highly esoteric, even occult knowing and knowledge. So I'm really not shocked to see this here. Again, this is heavy magic, heavy esotericism, heavy occultism. We could even call it religion. Someone's getting involved with religion, religious philosophy, theology, magic, witchcraft, like all these kinds of things that have to do with a deep knowing or knowledge or intuition even. Look, you can scrap all the other things I've said about religion and esotericism and you could even call it intuition, okay? But when I say deep, when the card speaks to deep knowing, what it speaks to is a higher intelligence, okay? So this is something that you are becoming aware of and familiar with and even comfortable with. Finally, which is lovely. All right. Oh, our little candle went out. Well then, let's continue. So to the recent past, before the present position, we have come to the edge. And like I said, if there were different positions or cards in different positions so far, I would have read that differently. But we do have behavior here, or thought processes, or patterns of behavior, or belief systems that mean that you're willing to try something new, or that you're in the process of trying something new in order to benefit yourself, or to get yourself out of something uncomfortable, which is marvelous, right? All signs need to do this. We all need to help ourselves. And this is beautiful as well, because in the internal influence, or you can read that as subconscious influence, down here we have the card A Leg Up. And this is just really beautiful, because in the external influences, or conscious knowing, or conscious influence, we have blessed. So these are really beautiful. You have outside and internal influences that are helping you take risks that are positive for you to get to a better place for yourself, a knowing, a knowledge, a wellness, okay? This includes wellness. When you're deep in the know about something that you had to fight for, or work hard for, or practice, or take a risk on, literally the words are come to the edge. You had to make yourself uncomfortable, or be uncomfortable, before getting to this position. But boy, have you got a lot of support. Okay, and if for any reason, Virgo, you feel you don't, or you feel you're lacking it in any way, I would look around and just, just look around, please. Or remember how strong you are within, that you can help yourself out of difficult situations, and that you are eternally blessed here. You have a great deal of support. So like I said, I'll look at these up close with you in just a moment. Let's get a fifth card here. I always love seeing the blessed card and the breathe card, and stuff like that when it comes to maybe heavy magic here, because I automatically believe that this is a positive position. This is a positive placement for you, where there isn't a great deal of confusion here. Unless we have chaos and conflict come up over here, then I'm not going to see any trouble or problem during this process. So let's see what we have for our fifth card, and then we'll get a better idea. So I just think generally, for a general energy, no matter what's going on or prominent for you this week, Virgo, you have a great deal of intuition that I'm going to encourage you to draw upon. And whatever is right for you this week is just going to be right. All right? And it's going to be okay with everybody. I don't think people are going to pick on you for this, even if they did, really. I mean, get lost, right? But I'm also really pleased to see for you that in your internal or subconscious position, you have a leg up. This automatically says to me, you're willing to get out of something. Okay, come to the edge and a leg up are action cards. This means that you had to go somewhere, do something difficult, uncomfortable even for yourself recently, that you're just coming out of, to learn more about yourself, but you did it for yourself, by yourself. This is extremely positive, and this is a behavioral effort. If you've done this once, for example, whatever this is, you can do it again. Okay, if there was a problem or trouble or what have you, you helped yourself out of it. You realized that you had the tools, or you had the resources, friendships, acquaintances, relationships, etc. I'm going to call it resources, and that includes people, money, time, places, okay? But you have this week, at least. So please call upon it or draw upon it. Because it's getting you to a really safe place, a really stable place. A deep knowing is a place where you go, oh, beautiful. This is just gorgeous. Wowie, wow. Well, good for you. Good for you, Virgo. So listen, normally I read the bottom card of the deck when doing a 3-card spread, but because we have a large spread here, I'm going to stick to these cards and then, like I said, draw the other two. The reason I said beautiful when this card jumped is because it's the card Go the Distance, and it's someone who's already in motion and someone who really needs to go the distance in order to win what they've set up for themselves. You have put yourself on a path, Virgo, that you've contemplated spiritually, intuitively, okay? Again, if you're not inclined to think about the spirit world, for example, think of it as intuition. If you are inclined to think about it as the spirit world or esoteric or an occult, you could say that you're doing a great deal of in-depth learning and recalling, recollection. Being willing to learn something is actually a strength of its own, so give yourself a lot of credit for that as well. Let's look at these in detail here. So like I said, we have 2 moons in the deep knowing card, and then we have the owl, which is the sign of wisdom. This is also a very feminine card and a highly esoteric, occult, and spiritual card here. If you're feeling things you didn't feel before, or intuitively, or were feeling uncomfortable about, or anything having to do with the spirit world that was uncomfortable, I think you're coming out of that now, and you're just like, you might even be treating it like it's no thing. Like, it ain't no thing, it's okay, I get it, I don't need to be afraid of it. Or if you're just coming out of the edge of that, and you're coming into it and it is uncomfortable, I would say, and I really don't see that here, but I would say just brush it off. Even if you meet other people and you're discussing it and they're brushing it off, just, it's not for them, okay? This is your life. You can't live it for other people. They can't live it for you. You don't owe them an explanation. If you're doing the best for yourself and you're getting to a higher level of awareness here, that's all that matters, right? And it's clear to me here that you're taking care of yourself, especially if you weren't before or didn't have the capacity to, or willingness or ability, what have you, that you're able to do that now, which is beautiful. So the reason I say that is because you've come to the edge. This is your recent past. You've come out of something that was holding you back, something that was stymieing you, making you feel undeserving, making you feel perhaps even in a sort of madness kind of way, like you just didn't see your way out of it. You know, thank God now you are, or you're just coming out of that this week. I think you see the light at the end of the tunnel, Virgo. The reason I say that is because of the element here of resources, being blessed. This is mental, emotional, psychological, person, money, place, concept, blessings, okay? This just means that or I don't know if I said spiritual, but if I didn't, it includes the spirit world. Perhaps you're becoming more comfortable with that as well. I don't know if I said here for the deep knowing card, I do find this a really feminine card. It's the card of night. It's the card of spirit, the unseen, the dark, going in to deep dark places and coming out the other side. It would be a very distinct other card if it was going into the dark and staying there or not coming out. That's not what's happening here. You are coming out of something, but you have been changed because of the experience. But it's been a blessing, and it's something that will behoove you in the future. This is something you can take into the future as a tool of your own, as a resource of your own. So in the subconscious or internal influence, something that you're doing for yourself, for the situation is a leg up. You can see that there is a beautiful relationship here. This could be a mother-daughter relationship, father-son, relationship with someone who you're helping, or someone who's been helping you, if that's the case, and you're really looking at this on a deep level, on a spiritual level. If this is a separation, for any reason, whether it's your decision or someone else's decision, or if it's just the loss of that person in your life due to death, for example, this could be a great source of comfort through memories and through remembering the good times, okay? I don't see that be like I said, if this is what's prominent in your life as an individual, then by all means, you could be in tune with them or in touch with them on a highly esoteric level this week. Please don't read too much into how you know about it, because I think the overthinking could take away from the actual experience of it. And while it might be interesting to look at the nuts and bolts of why you're here and why this is happening, you know, eventually or at some point through the week, sure, you know, I'm not going to say don't think about it or contemplate it, but I would say that this is definitely an action spread this week. So to just be in the moment and feel active in it and feel positive in it, that you're doing this for your highest good. The word witch comes up, you know, night, womanhood, women in general. This could be relationships with other women, like I said, a mother or a sister or a mother type person. If this is a separation or this is something that you feel that you can get to the bottom of, perhaps it's a good time to start taking note of how you feel about the relationship. Um, how do you feel about the relationship and what does it mean to you intuitively, okay? And know that you're safe in this process. You don't have to make a decision here. This is about how you feel about this position that you're now in, where you finally feel safe, you feel stable, you feel like you have your resources in check, you're giving yourself a break, you're helping yourself. But you're willing to do something out of the ordinary or take a chance or a risk because it will behoove you in the long run and this will change you for the better. So we have in the probable outcome card the go the distance. And like I said, this is just a beautiful card to have at the probable outcome position, considering how intense these elements are here. This is saying, you know, to keep going, do what's best for you. This is clearly a positive juncture in your life. This is a positive influence, set of abilities, pattern of behaviors, thought processes, internal conversation or dialogue even. Perhaps come to the edge just means that you had to develop something new in your life in order to help yourself and you realize that you can only look outside or ask for help so many times, that your resources, however external they are and how prominent and available they are to you, that they are internal as well. And the reason I say that is because we're looking at both the blessed and the leg up here, external and internal, okay, conscious and subconscious. So perhaps you were just unaware of this before and you're becoming aware of it and you're finally feeling free to do this. You're feeling safe to do this and you're getting a great deal of support. I would continue to support yourself in this process, Virgo. Keep letting yourself do what's best for you at this time. Know that your intuition is on target. Don't ever question that again if you can help it. If you find for any reason, Virgo, that people aren't there for you the way you need them to, aren't respecting your boundaries or new frame of mind, new pattern of behavior, etc., let that go. I don't see that going on here, but if a lot of times when we help ourselves out of something or when we give ourselves a leg up, when we help ourselves out of something, we find something that works for us, we get away from something that we knew was unhealthy for us or wasn't working for us. Sometimes there is great resistance from even the people around us who are friends. And you know what? I think that could be the human condition sometimes. I think other people, when they see us do well in whatever capacity, not everyone, a lot of people in your life may be very happy for you and be applauding you and really encouraging you. But if there's one or two that find it threatening somehow or have to, you know, make unkind or inconsiderate or unwanted comments, you don't need to pay attention to that. You don't even need to answer to that, okay? You're within a definitively different power this week, and good on you. Like I said, it is a heavy magic, though. I don't see an abuse of that unless we pull influence cards here that speak to abuse of power. I'm just reading a lot of internal power here, internal love and protection and intuition, all right? So Virgo, let's get another card here. Let's see what other messages we have for this spread. It's really just a beautiful, pleasant spread, to be honest with you. I'm really pleased to see for yourself that you've taken a risk that was apparently really necessary for you. Even if other people don't see it, that was sort of jutting out there, so I pulled it. So we have in the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck the healing card. This is really quite lovely according to the spread as well. I think you do feel protected if for any reason you've called upon protection this week, either in the material or immaterial world. I think that you're feeling it. And a great deal of being in this position this week, Virgo, I really sense is that you've had to allow yourself to be here. Really allow yourself to be part of the healing process, to understand that, people can take a pill or a needle or a drug or get therapy, but it's really just half of the healing process. You have to be present. So be there, be present, be willing to keep being healed and knowing that you deserve that this is positive for you, that this is all part and parcel of a healing process for you, and that you can't hurry it, all right? It's going to take its own time. However, it looks like you're in this process for the long haul. So congratulations on that new level of your life. It's remarkable. You really deserve to feel healed and supported and blessed, and that you do know what's best for you right now. And I am really happy to see that you took a risk or you did something unusual. You really put yourself first. Not surprised. Another heavy magic card. So we have the Raven. This card's keyword is magic. Like I stated, the central position card here, Virgo, is a heavy magic esoteric card. A lot of heavy magic here. I will suggest anytime I pull the Raven, okay, or the horse, I always suggest that there could be an imbalance or an abuse of power or magic in this position, in this spread, in this concept here this week. If that's all the case, or if you feel pressured or what have you, succumbing to old behaviors or an abuse of power, I just don't think you're willing to do that anymore. And I think you're going to be a little bit more heady about that. And you're not going to involve yourself in an abuse of power or an abuse of magic any longer. On the other hand, if that's not going on at all, and you're feeling highly intuitive and magical, and you're helping yourself and drawing good things into your life, then congratulations, because honey, this is your work. This is you believing you deserve it. You're blessed. You have all your resources. You're helping yourself out of something difficult, taking risks to do what's best for you, and you're willing to go the distance on this. You really are perhaps learning what you truly deserve and desire in life, and you're willing to take it step by step to get where you need to go, beginning with healing. Okay, Virgo, so I really hope that you appreciated this reading and that it resonated with you and was somewhat healing for you. Thank you so much for joining me today, for liking and sharing the video, and for subscribing. Please join me next week for your next weekly reading. And until then, take good care, Virgo.